All right, guys. So now that we've, talked our heads off for like damn near an hour, we wanted to open it up to you guys, because we appreciate you guys being here. So we wanted to open it up for any questions you guys might have for us. Jenny's going to come around with the microphone. So, yes, Jenny, you have to hand on the microphone. You're not going to hold it.
Make sure it's on.
Yes, make sure.
That's the switch.
Yes.
Switch.
Okay, we can hear you. All right. Now you got to talk into the microphone, please. Talk. No, wait, hang on 1 second. Hey, you have to talk into the mic. Don't breathe directly into the microphone. Talking. I know you look like you're breathing pretty heavy.
Get him a pop filter.
Yeah, seriously, get him a pop filter. Can we hook this guy up? I mean, you just stood up. It wasn't that big an ordeal, so.
Get him a bottle of water.
All right. What's your question, man?
Well, what's the recording process like?
Oh, well, I mean, that's a good question. And we don't really talk about that, the actual recording process. Justin does all the recording. What kind of equipment are you using these days?
I use Pro Tools for the most part. That's it. A little bit of Logic here and there for any effects or anything like that. But it's not a bad process. It takes me usually an hour to 2 hours to do most of the editing, depending how fast it is. The interviews take a little longer. But I mean, yeah.
Well, the interviews take longer, especially because you're terrible at reading questions. So we end up doing 30 takes to sort through.
Talking about that, I truly laughed till I cried when I heard
Dude,
the blooper reel.
I cried. I was like laughing so hard.
Yeah, we've had people, here when we're recording interview questions, and it is a sight to see. And he blames it on everybody. He blames it on me putting my head down. He blames it on the cats. The two cats walking around. But, and one thing, a little known fact, I don't think we've ever told anybody this. I think it's really just been the three of us. But when we started doing the podcast, Justin, he's a graduate of audio recording school. He's a professional at this. He wanted to put auto-tune on all our voices the first episode. He was like, let's put some auto-tune on. We'll sound badass. It'll be like T-Pain meets Lil Wayne. And luckily we shot that. We vetoed that, obviously. We told him he couldn't have any pizza if he put auto-tune on.
One day.
One day. That'll be, maybe when I record my next version of All the Lights, which we'll have to get up for you guys at some point. That was a great one.
That we might get sued for.
Yeah, that we'll probably get sued for. But I had to cut out a verse because I refused to say the N-word. But that's another... Why are we getting off topic here, guys? I see we have another question back there. Oh, wait, there's a girl here? Oh my god. We didn't know any women read the site. We thought it was just a bunch of fat, sweaty dudes in the basement. I don't know. What's your question?
What are some of your favorite interviews?
Okay, well, yeah, we were going to touch on that before. Our favorite interviews. Chester, you go first.
My favorite interview that you guys did?
Don't say Tercival because they never got back to us.
I know they never got back to us.
Don't say Dotma because they never got back to us either. Despite being approached three separate times.
I'm out of people now. Those are all the people I have.
Justin, how about you? Who's your favorite? Pick two.
Well, Blizzard at Sea was one, mainly because I liked them so much because they kind of resembled Mastodon.
Yep.
Their music. And they looked really creepy, but they were really cool guys.
They were cool. And who would be the other one?
I have to say Dan Klein. I mean, he had so much to say, and he was funny and informative at the same time. And Appalachian Winter is definitely one of my favorite. I have to say one of my favorite bands now. I do listen to it quite often. And but the actual interview itself was I thought it came out great.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I remember how excited we were to get the song Solitude on the sampler from him.
Yeah.
And that kind of sealed the deal. I would say audio-wise, you're right. Dan Klein was great. Blizzard at Sea. As far as written ones, I really like the KO Dot one because it was straight up informative.
Oh, yeah.
We had read interviews with him in the past, and he seemed a little defensive about things, about the whole jazz comparison.
Right.
So it was good to kind of clear the air on that, and I thought it was really cool. But even up through some of the new ones, have all been really awesome.
Yeah.
And again, these bands take time out to do this for us, and we're not a big operation. This is like, three guys in the attic of a house. So this isn't, we're not real professionals by any stretch of the imagination.
Not yet.
Not yet. But, we have some bigger interviews coming up, actually, with some... it would be great to get some huge bands to do these interviews.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we had the one with Phallic
Yep.
which was awesome. And we have Diablos and Musica coming up, and a lot of great ones. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Next question. Jenny, you don't have to sit on the guy's lap. Oh my God.
Why is she rubbing his head?
This is why we don't pay these people to help us, because this is what they do. Go ahead. What's your question?
How did you guys come up with the name Sorrow Eternal?
Yeah.
I don't really have a good answer for that.
Yeah.
I mean, the name really wasn't. You remember, we literally said,
Yeah.
let's start a site, what are we going to name it? And we went back and forth for like 3 hours
Yeah,
trying
we were
to
a
find
mess,
a combination of words that meant cold and sad. Literally,
The
every
most haunting 2 words that we could think of.
haunting winter,
Yeah.
winter chill.
Yeah.
We actually wanted eternal sorrow, was what we were going for.
And that was...
And it was everything we wanted was taken.
Yeah.
And we were getting really excited, like, yeah, that's the one we want. We're so gonna get it. And typed it into Blogspot. Shit, it was taken.
Yeah.
And eventually it was like, Sorrow Eternal. Huh. Yeah.
rolls off the tongue pretty well.
That's a highlight that I have.
What?
When you did the commercial.
Oh man, that commercial.
We were upstairs for a good hour and a half just trying to get that Sorrow Eternal.
That's right.
Well, yeah, we were trying to do it in like this like deep badass voice, and,
Yeah.
and my voice is deep, but this was not something I was accustomed to. And that aired on whatever radio station we advertised on for a while, which probably none of you ever heard.
Yeah.
And we saw a little jump in numbers at that point, so we thought it was working, but
Did it play on Live 365?
no, it wasn't Live
Did we give it to
365. It was
I mean, I know it was the other one too, but I wasn't sure if we also gave it to him or not.
no, I don't think so. I don't think we've ever. No, I think that was it. Was just the one station for a month, and
Yeah.
cost us a chunk of money to do it, and it really just didn't pan out. But
Yeah.
do you still have that?
I do.
Maybe we'll throw that up on the site for you guys to see now, just to see where we started from.
Yeah.
Which actually, now that you mentioned Live 365, we really need to thank. I don't even know his real name, Slush Wolfie
Oh, yeah.
at Light and Darkness Radio, who's
Yep.
been playing our podcast since probably like episode 10 or something.
Yeah, it's pretty early.
So we should thank him for partnering with us. Anybody got one more question? One more question?
Jenny, don't run.
Don't run with scissors. It's like a fucking child, man. I swear to God. Anybody? All right, one more in the back, all the way in the back.
Do you guys get into any shows for free because of the site?
No. The short answer to that is no. Yes, we've been recognized as the Sorrow Eternal guys, but we can't just go to venues and just say we're with Sorrow Eternal, let us in. Not even local venues.
Yeah, we don't have the press permits yet.
I do think that some of the smaller bands that we've dealt with, I really feel like if we, for instance, Drug Lord was a band that we had reviewed. They were playing a show in Brooklyn, which is, I mean, it's a good hike from here, but I feel like if we had said, like, hey, could you get us in, they probably could.
Yeah.
I think some of the bands we've reviewed probably could get us in, but, we're not walking into a Mastodon show and saying, we're the guys with Sorrow Eternal, let us into the fucking show. Because I lost the tickets.
Yeah.
I lost the tickets and Justin was sick.
Imagine me just going to the bouncer. No, it's cool, guys. We're Sorrow Eternal.
Yeah, sorry.
can
You don't know who the fuck we are?
Yeah.
But I mean, that does bring up, we have met a lot of people completely separate from doing this site, which I think is part of what inspired us to really get involved in this.
Yeah.
And then we've met a host of people. Deathclock and Mastodon.
Mastodon was cool, yeah. Swallow the Sun.
Swallow the Sun multiple times.
Yep.
Catatonia. You met Nage from Alcest.
Yeah.
He's
that
like
was cool.
3 feet taller than you.
Yeah. I had just a quick hello.
He's kind of intimidating. And he had this like, she almost looked like a prostitute following him with like the really short
girl,
skirt and the
yeah.
fishnet stockings.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to bother him.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, who knows what the fuck he was actually doing.
Iced Earth we met.
Yep, Iced Earth. Remember the conversation, it was right when Matt Barlow had rejoined the band. So we meet him, and both of us kind of said the same thing to him, like, hey man, it's really awesome that you're back. And he was just kind of like, yeah. And then he left the band, like, shortly after.
Yeah.
So, maybe he knew at that point
Yeah,
what
he
was
had
going
something
on.
on his mind.
I think I'm gonna change my attitude to that.
Yeah.
Just do that whenever anybody's, hey man, it's nice to see you. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, it is.
damn fucking right it is. Oh, man. Well, guys, I guess that's about all the time we have. We turned this into a pretty long evening for some of you who've been here for a while waiting. So feel free, hit us up on the way out. Come say hi. We'll sign an autograph. Justin will sign an autograph, despite what he says.
Yeah.
So if you buy a sampler, we'll sign it for you if you want. Why you would want our autograph on it, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're not in any of the bands.
Yeah.
Though at some point you will get an album from our side project, Lucifer and the Kitty Cats.
Oh yes.
We have our debut album coming out through Sorrow Eternal Records. The album is called Kittens Are Swell in the Pits of Hell.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that. We will not review it on the site because that would be a conflict of interest.
Right.
But it is satanic pop music. Imagine
I can't wait.
black metal meets the Jonas Brothers.
Yep.
It's going to be the most amazing album you've ever heard. I think my favorite track on that one has got to be Chicken and Sauce, otherwise known as Hell's Barbecue. So
That's good for the campfire.
Yeah.
it's good. Chester does a verse on that one, a little kind of rap verse on our album. So
It'll be interesting.
yep, it'll be interesting. So thank you guys again. No, guys, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you guys
Please
later.
don't touch me.
Please don't touch Chester. Thank you,
Drive home, safe or not.
or not. Either way.
Yep, it was nice meeting you. Yep,
Yes. All right, guys, get the fuck out. Thank you. Okay, yes. You guys are really overdoing it here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take care, guys.
Good night.
Yeah, wait.
No,
night.
not the Drake album.
Jenny,
Just take
will you
care.
usher these people out, please?
Yes, go see Jenny to buy a sampler. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Can we turn the mics off now, please?
Yeah,
Shut it off.
I'm getting a beer.